just got back from camp and I was reviewing my own footage and I found this one sequence that I think would result in a good lesson. So I wanted to make a video about it. The primary thing that I want to look at here is about decision making, and a lot of my videos are about decision making, but I think that's one of the most important things in this game. So for context, I'm playing Gold Abs. That's going to be the focus of this video. And my initial role on the team is to be the primary speed warrior, or or to just play warrior primarily. This first sequence that I'm gonna go over isn't really big on the lesson. It's more just to show that I was adding a lot of value as a warrior, and that'll make more sense later why I show that. Ooh, I'm gonna turn off the audio. Okay, so I'm here. Just pop the snail. To look at what's going on the map, we have two berries left. We have two speed warriors on the map. They're snails at waterfall. So a lot of my focus is going to be around the left side of the map. Decision making here, we could talk about that, but it's not really super important. Really, all I'm trying to show is that the point that I'm really just trying to show is that I'm being effective as a warrior. So my decision later on having that context is important to see the decision later on, right? Get a kill here, still controlling the snail. Queen goes down, that's fine. Kill the snail rider. Again, we could talk about the decision making here, but that'll make the video much longer than I intended. So just kind of focus on my play as a warrior. Get another kill here. Choose not to challenge the queen. Get another kill here. And then here's where the decision making is important. I go in for the kill for the queen. Actually, it was a twofold sort of situation. I was thinking that this warrior is going to be bumped, but that's irrelevant. I still decided to challenge the queen when I saw the queen was trying to rise. I take a death. So this is the important part here. As I was talking about, my role for the team is to be the warrior, to be a speed warrior. And when you go down here, what I see a lot of people do is they don't assess what's going on in the map, and they kind of have their idea of what their role is, and they just go right to it. So I think a lot of players in my position would be like, I'm being effective as a warrior, I'm picking up a lot of kills, and I'm stalling this snail out. I'm going to just try to get up as warrior again. Or alternatively, a lot of times when people say, oh, we have two berries left, I'm just going to force in the berries. The decision for what to do is going to be based on what you see is happening in the map and the positioning of all the pieces on the map. So don't predetermine what you're going to do just because like you're set to be a warrior. So we're going to see how this plays out in a second, right? Take this time after you die not to be like upset with your death, but to look at what's going on, right? Right now I'm looking like, what is the most important thing for me to do? And that question is the most important thing. The question you shouldn't be asking is like, how do I get up? And that's what I see a lot of like warriors do. All they're thinking about is how they get back up, and they're not assessing what's happening. A lot of times you even see people go up like full mill when it's completely unnecessary, or different things like that. Like, especially if you're playing on a flex team, like you have to understand how to help your team win, and not just how to do the thing that you think that you're supposed to do, which a lot of times people think that all they have to do is get up warrior, right? So I'm over here. One of our warriors just got up, so I know that it's not super important for me to get up right now. I take this berry, and then this is the really important time to see. So right now, the snail is being run back a little bit. We have two berries left. I just have a berry. A warrior came up. The snail is not in a horrible position, and our queen is in a position to ferry berries. That's the important thing to see here. Their queen is not in a position to stop it, to 50-50 the queen in order to keep them out so that their warrior can ledge. So what that looks like to me is I can get a berry in, and this drone can get a berry in. I take this path. We can discuss like pathing, whether I should have gone back this way or whatever. I think this path is fine for me personally, just because the queen's not gonna be able to catch me, and then I can take a straight path here. Going back here may look safer, but it's probably a little bit slower just because you have to change directions twice. But pathing, that's not a part of that I'm looking at now. So right now, even if you're watching me, like I said, I'm supposed to be primary warrior. All of our gates are here. I could get up warrior very easily here, right? But the whole time I'm saying ferry, 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 because I see this situation in which the queen is in the position to ferry, and then 2 berries can come in, right? And this is the end sequence. The queen is trailing a little bit too far behind because they see what's happening. This warrior getting up here also kind of delayed the queen a little bit, but those aren't the things that I'm really trying to focus on. And then we get a good berry run at the end, getting those 2 berries. So this is a really important sequence to me because of the decision making, not of just what happened at the end. Like, if we look at my stats afterwards, like, I really want to hammer that home that I'm not trying to brag here. I'm just trying to say that I was being a very effective warrior, right? Like, fast forward here, 6 and 2, and then 7 drone kills. So I think a lot of people in that position, especially with the snail where it is, they're freaking out. They really, really want to get back up as warrior and then do the thing that they're doing, but like really look at what is happening in the map to determine what the best thing to do is. And it was very clear there that our win condition could have been met right at that moment if I just ran a berry, and that's what I decided to do. So that's really it for this video. I'm trying to keep them shorter, but yeah, like the thing that I want to comment on about what I've seen a lot of other players play is they don't understand what their team is doing. They're only thinking about what they're doing, and that is driving their decision making 100% of the time. And you can see this in all facets of the game. And even in that clip, there's like a bunch of different things that I could point out of what I could do better, of what other people could do better in order to work as a team better. Like really big examples of this is like, if you're a drone, you're told to run berries, but the snail is kind of getting out of hand, and you need someone else to tell you to go to snail. Like, you should be able to make these decisions for yourself, or see what's going on the map and then make a decision based on what's happening. Or another good example that actually happened in that clip is you're thinking that you have to run berries, there's a warrior there, your warrior is trailing, your warrior is looking for a bump, but you're only thinking about bringing in the berry, that you completely ignore the bump opportunity. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm going over the same point over and over again, but really look at what's happening, especially in times where you have time to think. And a big moment for that is right after a death, because you have a second to spawn, you can scan and see what's going on, you can see the warrior counts on both sides, you can see the position of where your queen is relative to their queen. Don't have a predetermined idea of what you want to do, because a lot of times a big part of this game is things are very dynamic, things are moving really quickly, and your decision making has to be based on everything that's changing and what's going on currently. The easiest way for me to assess whether like a warrior really understands what's happening is if they're not effectively making use of their drone lives to do things that only drones can do, like push the snail, or bring berries in, or even if they're like making really, really important bumps that can really like delay the other queen or delay their warriors, or do things like that. So yeah, if you have any questions, or if you want me to make more videos about a specific topic, let me know.